Hey everybody, it's Mike from Roberts Innovations, and today we're going to be making these lanterns. I won't show you how to make the faces. I'm just going to show you how to make this part. However, if you wanted to make these faces, it will be one of the parts that I have in my cut list. And what you can do, these were actually drawn by my kids, these two, and so they just drew on there, and then I cut it out with a jigsaw and they fit nicely inside. And then they snap in place, and they are replaceable, which is great because if you want to do Christmas decorations or a star, snowflake, or whatever, you can do that. Anyway, this is going to be a different one than my normal ones. We're actually going to be doing a complete one take. So we aren't going to be stopping the video at all, and I'm going to be showing you how I make all of these. And so we're going to go ahead and go, and we're going to grab our piece here. This is just a standard fence picket that you can buy at like Home Depot or Lowe's, any big box store. They're normally 5.5 inches wide. I'm going to be ripping them down to 5 1/4, but first I'm going to do 5 3/8. Remove one edge, then flip it over, move the fence over to 5 1/4, rip, and again. So we'll go ahead and go. One cut. Flip. Alright. And so if you want to speed things up, this is the point at which you would sand. And look at that. One sanded already. How convenient. Alright, so we're going to bring it over to our chop saw, miter saw, whatever you guys want to call it. And this one is quite loud. Would you like hearing protection? No? Okay. I've got a 10-inch spacer here, so I can set my stop block to 18. And we're going to make 2 cuts at 8 inches. I'm going to cut off probably the last 1/2 inch or so. And it's because most of the time there's usually like a crack or something in it, and you don't want those in your pieces. And actually there's a little bit more, so I'm actually going to cut off just a couple more, like, see these break. Alright, 2 of these. Alright, now we're going to move our fence, or our stop block, to 16 3/4. And so with our 10-inch, it's 6 3/4 inches that we're going to be cutting. We're going to do 2 of those. And then we're going to be doing 1 square piece, which is 5 1/4, so 15 1/4. And our 10-inch spacer giving us 5 1/4. And then a 4-inch one. All of these dimensions will be in the description, so make sure you check that out as well. If you want to know, that's it. This is our lantern. And you can make 5 lanterns out of 3 pickets, so there's plenty to go there. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go back to our saw and we're going to set our fence to 2.5 inches. And we're going to cut our 4-inch piece and one of our 8-inch pieces. And we're going to rip them in half. We now have all of our pieces. Maybe you want to come to this side so that way they can see. All right, these 2 long pieces that we just ripped, these are our sides. And I created this little jig here. It's just this really simple, thing here. Put both sides, put them down, butt it up with the edge. This is our back, our square piece, that's our back. And what we're going to do is we're going to put glue on both sides, like so. And we're just gonna smear with our glue brush, aka our finger. And get rid of all the excess on my bench here, which has grown quite a bit. We're gonna line this up with the edge. Grab our pin nailer. You can use a brad nailer, but I like pin nailers personally just because they don't create a whole lot of a hole. And then make sure that everything is aligned. Make sure your fingers aren't in the way. It's always good practice. And now we've got our back and our sides. These are our tops and our bottom as well. And so I take this, I've got a little spacer here. It's 1 3/8 inches. Again, this will all be in the description. And all I do is determine my front and back. I want to kind of hide this knot, so I could flip it over, and I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to put this in the front corner, and I'm going to put this here. But first, I'm going to put some glue on these. And we're just going to kind of smear this in just a little bit. Set that up and pin it in. One done. And the bottom or the top is exactly the same. And you just line it up with the corner like that. Ooh, that's not my nailer. Alright, we got our top and our bottom. Next, we're going to flip this over and put some glue on the bottom. Just like this. And we're going to put some glue. Actually, I like that one better as the top. This one's going to be my bottom because it looks not as good, but it's still pretty good. And then we're just going to smear that a little bit on the end grain. We're going to do it on both sides. Just kind of like that. And then we're going to put this, and that's my back with the knot. And we're going to just put that right there. And we're going to push this all the way to one side, but we want to make sure that it's flush with the front. And most fence pickets are warped a little bit. So it's okay if you have a small gap. What you're going to want to do is grab a clamp, and you're going to clamp this to it. You're going to want to be fairly centered on this, but you want to make sure this front piece is flush. So make sure that it's even, and then tighten that up. And I can put some pins in later, but I like just doing it that way. And then I like to flip over and put 1 or 2 in. and that helps hold it in place too. We've got our front and our back and our sides done, and now we've got our other top. Now you can use this like this if you wanted to have a flat top. You can do it that way and it'll be nice and flat on the top if that's the look you're going for, or you can do it this way and you can have a little bit of you know, a little bit of design element there, and I like to do it this way. And so what I'm going to do is take my other spacer, my 7/8 inch spacer, and I put it up against the back and the side just like this, but glue first all the way around, and then put my spacer there, and then put it on the back just like this until it lines up with my edges. And now if I apply pressure, I can make sure that they are aligned, and I like to make sure that they're aligned in the front here, just because those do warp very easily. And your lantern's done. This will take about 35 or 40 minutes to dry because I use Titebond 3, which is waterproof, which I do for most outdoor applications. This is outdoor safe as this is a fence picket, so it's rot resistant. It's pretty easy. Then what you can do is you can draw a face on here if your kids want to do that, or you can do it yourself, print something off, whatever you want to do, and then cut it out. And then this will slide nicely into place, just like that. It'll be a friction fit, and it'll last a really, really long time, being rot resistant. Anyway, thank you very much for participating in this. I really appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe, you like and follow, and thank you everybody for watching. Have a good one.